Welcome back to the Deep Dive. We're your source for, well, cutting through all the noise and getting right to the knowledge that matters. Today, we're taking you on quite an immersive journey into the world of golf. We'll be pulling back the curtain on the week of September 8th to 14th, 2025. And it's all based on the really detailed weekly Global Golf Report. So our mission here, it's about moving way beyond just the final scores you might see flash up. We're here to pull out those, really important nuggets of insight, those thrilling finishes that had us glued to the screen, the big strategic business moves shaping the sport, maybe quietly, the new talents making their mark, and yeah, those ongoing, sometimes tricky discussions that are really sculpting golf's future right now. We'll cover the big wins on the PGA and LPGA tours, the international scene with the DP World Tour, and those key business bits like media rights and tour alignment talk. It's a lot to unpack.
Exactly. And this isn't just a recap, is it? We want to connect the dots for you, help you understand not just what happened last week, but crucially, why it matters for the bigger picture of pro golf. We'll show you how, say, one player's great round can ripple out, affect media deals, hint at future rivalries, and how every single decision really adds to golf's evolving story. You should get a much clearer view of where things are heading.
Okay, let's dive right in then. Major tour highlights. And where better to start than the PGA Tour? Another Scottie Scheffler masterclass. This was at the Procore Championship, Silverado Resort in Napa, world number one, just dominant. He shot a final round 67, finished at a pretty staggering 19 under par, 269 total. That's his 19th tour win, right? Solidifies his FedExCup lead even more. But the stat that really jumps out, I think, is final 2 rounds. 0 bogeys. I mean, how do you even do that under that kind of pressure?
Well, that's the thing with Scheffler, isn't it? It's not just the wins, it's the way he's winning. That bogey-free stretch over 36 holes, that's not just good scoring. It's elite course management, it's mental strength, precision. It's a level few others can touch right now. And the consistency, it doesn't just win trophies. It fundamentally lifts the bar for everyone else. Rivals know he likely won't give shots back. So they have to play more aggressively, take more risks maybe. It really cements him as the player of the year frontrunner, almost undeniable at this point.
Absolutely. And while Scheffler was doing his thing, you had others making noise too. Ben Griffin, great week, second place at 18 under. Landon Griffin climbed into third with a fantastic final round 65. But what gets me excited is seeing the new faces. Jackson Koivun, straight out of college, tied for fourth at 16 under. What a debut. And Justin Hastings from the Cayman Islands, his first PGA Tour event, and he finishes with 5 birdies in the last 6 holes. Wow, these aren't just footnotes. They could be future stars.
You're spot on. Koivun, Hastings. These strong showings from rookies aren't just feel-good stories. They signal something important. The pipeline from college or amateur golf to the tour, it's getting faster. These guys are arriving ready to compete almost immediately. It puts pressure on established pros much quicker. This infusion of young, aggressive talent. It creates new rivalries, challenges the status quo. It means a tougher competitive landscape, which honestly is great for us watching.
Okay, so from that dominant win, let's pivot to some pure drama. Over on the LPGA Tour, the Kroger Queen City Championship in Ohio, England's Charley Hall, always exciting to watch. She grabbed her 3rd LPGA title, but oh, the finish, it was tense. So here's what happened. Hall was holding off Jeeno Thitikul from Thailand. Thitikul gets to the 18th and has an absolute nightmare, a 4-putt. The 4-putt bogey on the final hole. Oof. We've all had bad putts, but with a title on the line, that's just gut-wrenching. Hull's steady play, especially after that 3rd round birdie blitz, really held up under pressure.
Yeah, those moments on 18 are just brutal, aren't they? But they highlight the immense pressure these players are under. Hull's composure there, that was really exceptional. And this win, it's big for her. Boosts her Solheim Cup credentials significantly, makes her even more key for Team Europe, and it adds real momentum for European women's golf generally. Shows the clutch play is just as vital as raw talent.
And Nelly Korda, world number 1, she was right in the mix too. Finished tied for 4th at 16 under, always dangerous. And Thitikul, despite that incredibly tough finish, still secured 2nd place at 19 under. Which, when you look at that leaderboard, it just underlines the depth on the LPGA Tour now. The parity is growing.
Exactly. And those dramatic finishes, decided by maybe 1 putt, they're gold for fan engagement. They create those memorable moments people talk about, share online, builds player narratives, rivalries. The fact that the world number 1 is constantly being pushed right to the end by players like Hull and Thitikul, it shows the LPGA isn't just dominated by 1 or 2 players. It's a really competitive tour where lots of players can win any week. That's vital for growth.
Okay, switching gears now. Let's cross the pond to the DP World Tour. The BMW PGA Championship at Wentworth. Huge Rolex Series event. always has Ryder Cup undertones, and this year, well, definitely did, Sweden's Alex Noren took the title. Won in a playoff against Adrien Sadier of France. Both finished at 19 under, 269. That's Noren's second win in this event, boosts his race to Dubai, standing nicely, puts him back in the Ryder Cup conversation for sure.
But the really interesting dynamic here, I think, relates to those ongoing tensions in golf. Patrick Reed, Livy player, he didn't just play well. He finished tied third at 16 under with Aaron Rai. And get this, he outperformed every single European Ryder Cupper in the field. That's quite a statement, isn't it?
Reed's final round 66, his consistency all week, it absolutely poured fuel on those debates about cross-tour access, about who the elite players really are. It's one thing for a Livy player to show up, another to beat the home team's Ryder Cup guys on such a big stage, especially when the defending champ, Billy Horschel, missed the cut. Made Reed's performance stand out even more against, all the rivalry talk.
Yeah, this event, particularly Reed's performance, kept that whole merger chatter bubbling away. But it also highlighted the complexities, maybe. It shows what LIV players can do when they get into these traditional tour events. And it raises that question again. If top players from different tours keep performing well when they meet, what does that mean for unification? Or, conversely, does it strengthen the argument for separate paths? It's a very public display of the challenge in creating a truly unified structure or ranking system.
Right. So while those big tours had the spotlight, let's widen the lens a bit. Look at the whole global picture. Some other tours were a bit quieter last week, but still important stuff happening. PGA Tour champions, no tournament. But there's talk bubbling up about innovative formats for 2026, trying to keep things fresh for the senior circuit. Makes sense. The Legends Tour in Europe, similar story, limited action, focus shifting towards the order of merit race. And the Challenge Tour, you still see those up-and-comers battling for promotion on the Hotel Planner Tour. That's the feeder system, the pathway up. Elsewhere, the Sunshine Tour in South Africa, PGA Tour of Australasia, mostly off weeks or qualifiers. But the Japan Golf Tour was busy. Taiga Nagano won the Lopia Fujisankai Classic at 11 under. Big win for him, trying to break through internationally. These regional wins are so crucial as launch pads. The co-sanctioned Shinhan Donghai Open in Korea also had a winner at 18 under. Asian Tour was quiet. And Livia Golf, well, they're in their offseason after the 2025 championships. But those eligibility talks for next season, still very much happening behind closed doors.
And that broader view is crucial, like you said. It shows golf isn't just the PGA or LPGA. It's this huge, interconnected global ecosystem. What happens on these smaller tours, it directly feeds the top level. Talent development, future stars. This is where they often start. These are the proving grounds, future major winners. Ryder Cup players. They're cutting their teeth here, loving to win. It ensures that constant flow of new talent challenging the established players. Keeps the whole sport vibrant.
Right. Let's shift from the course to the business side now. Some pretty significant developments last week, especially around media rights, seeing some positive signs there, maybe some stability returning. The USGA extended its deal with NBC Universal through 2032 for the US Open. That's a long commitment. And Versant, that new media entity from Comcast, they acquired rights promising, like enhanced broadcasting, more data, new camera angles, that kind of thing. It's not just a US focused either. Sky Sports in the UK renewed their US Open rights until 2030. Great for European fans. Even sponsorships are getting interesting. PBI Gordon sponsoring the 2025 Ryder Cup Grounds Crew, focusing on turf tack, niche but important.
Yeah, those long-term media deals are significant, not just the money, but the signal they send. A more stable financial outlook maybe gives the tours a foundation to plan, invest in players, enhance the fan experience. But it's interesting, you also see the PGA Tour testing changes to its fall series broadcasts, trying to figure out viewer engagement. So while the money seems solidifying, how fans watch golf is still clearly evolving. They're trying to find that sweet spot between tradition and tech.
And player movement is always a factor. The NCAA transfer portal is super active right now. Those big Power 4 college programs are really shuffling their rosters under new limits. Makes college golf incredibly competitive. Just reinforces how vital college golf is for that pro pipeline. And yeah, we're still hearing chatter about Tyrrell Hatton's move to Livy earlier. Especially around player preferences, U.S. events versus a global schedule. That debate's not going away. Which brings us to, well, the elephant in the room, really. The OWGR updates and ILSU eligibility always bubbling. Not huge OWGR shifts last week. Scheffler's win just tightened his grip on number one, but Livy Golf's push for ranking points, it's still stalled, and the clock is ticking for the 2026 majors. Without points, their players face a really tough path, maybe an impossible one, to qualify for golf's biggest events. You hear Saudi PIF officials talking hopefully about integration, but then former PGA Tour leaders mention delays, suggesting the tours might actually be heading down diverging paths, not converging, despite that initial framework agreement. Plus, those rumors about a big PGA Tour overhaul under new leadership could change everything, player benefits, qualifying, the whole structure.
This is absolutely central to golf's future, isn't it? The stalled talks, the ranking disputes, the leadership rumors. Oh, it's not just business. It's about the fundamental structure, the soul of professional golf. You hear more and more calls from the community for reunification. Fans want to see the best playing the best. Regularly, committees led by guys like Tiger Woods are looking at tour formats, trying to innovate, maybe bridge some gaps, and the money flowing in from LIV. People are making F1 comparisons now. That kind of global reach, star power, big investment. It's not just about cash, it's a different vision. Global, maybe more exclusive, guaranteed money, challenging golf's traditional meritocracy. So the big question remains, can the sport really thrive like this, fragmented? Or is some kind of unity becoming essential for its future health and fan engagement? Huge stakes.
Absolutely. A fascinating, critical time. And while the pros deal with all that, let's not forget the grassroots. Amateur, junior, college golf, that's where the future starts, right? Lots happening there, too. Regional amateur events. Scott Collette winning the big Play Golf Myrtle Beach World Amateur. Huge for him. College at teams like UNLV prepping for fall tournaments. The Kentucky PGA Foundation Junior Tour had its Girls All-State Championship. Great seeing young talent emerge.
And that active NCAA transfer portal we mentioned, it's proof of a really dynamic recruiting scene. Coaches are scouting hard, players are making strategic moves. It means a faster, more consistent pipeline of talent reaching the pro ranks. They're arriving more polished, more ready to compete than ever before. That's why college kids are contending on tour almost right away.
Okay, so wrapping up the week's big takeaways, Charley Hull's clutch finish on the LPGA, huge for her, huge for Europe. Patrick Reed's performance at Wentworth definitely kept those cross-tour debates alive and kicking. Performance talks, right? And Scottie Scheffler, just relentless consistency, setting an incredibly high bar on the PGA Tour. No major new controversies this week, thankfully, but the media did revisit some older heckling incidents, like Kopka's experience, good reminder about fan behavior and the mental side. So, looking ahead, this week, September 15th to 21st, still lots to watch. PGA Tour champions are at Pebble Beach for the PURE Insurance Championship. Stricker, Langer, always great seeing the legends. Plus, the first tee connection there. And the big one, the Solheim Cup. Kicks off September 12th, runs to the 14th. Robert Trent Jones Golf Club in Virginia. USA versus Europe, that promises to be electric. Keep an eye out for potential Nelly Korda versus Charley Hull matchups. Could be spicy after last week. DP World Tour takes a break after the BMW Amateurs. They're busy with fall qualifiers.
Yeah, and as these events play out, watch how the results impact those world rankings. Every week builds on the last, shifting the landscape, influencing who gets into the majors next year. It's all connected. You know, what's truly fascinating here is seeing how every single swing on the course, every media deal signed in a boardroom, every conversation about tour politics, it all feeds into this evolving identity of professional golf. The sport is really grappling with its past and trying to figure out its future, opportunity, challenges. It's all there. And it raises a really big question for you, the listener. In this world of rapid change, these evolving rivalries, competing visions, what kind of golf landscape do you actually hope emerges in the next few years?
That's a great question to ponder as golf keeps changing. Well, thank you for joining us on this deep dive. We really hope you feel more informed, maybe even more intrigued about where golf is now and where it might be heading.